What's up, guys? Sean here, and with this video, this is pretty cool. Looks like a Saber ground Spyderco Endura 4, doesn't it? Wrong. It's actually been modified to a convex ground Spyderco Endura 4. Very cool, huh? So you can see that that's been fully convexed all the way down to the edge there. You can see the reflection of my ugly mug right there. Pretty cool, huh? So, convexing stuff, huh? Let's talk a little bit about that, because I get some grief sometimes from people saying that there's only one way to convex something. And they just really try to make stuff confusing as hell when it comes to how you convex stuff and giving a certain set of parameters of how it can be done, or it can only be done with mouse pad and sandpaper, or you just ruin the convex geometry, or isn't that ruining the convex geometry when you're doing that on the stone? No. Doesn't work like that, okay? So you can see from my reflection here that we've got right there at the primary cutting edge, okay? You can see my reflection. Now watch my ugly mug kind of go up the primary there. Now you can see the design of how that works. I select my edge geometry, okay, depending on what I'm cutting. I can do a 15 or I can do a 20. Okay, it just depends on what I'm cutting. So I start there, okay? I sharpen up, get a burr, all that good stuff. So I know my knife is sharp before I start with this convexing. Okay, if you just try to sit there and blend all together at once, you're going to have the most goofy, awkward apex of all time, and it's just not going to cut very well. Okay, so I get my geometry that I want. From there, I then blend the shoulder. So you can see the shoulder has been completely blended into the primary grind itself. The primary cutting edge has been blended into the primary grind. Okay, I do that by removing that shoulder. I lower the angle and I sharpen just like that, and that blurs that line that I've created. And then I blur the next line by lowering it again. Okay, and then from there I can try to blend the whole thing together, okay, making sure I don't increase my angle above what I have set on the primary cutting edge. Now then, people say that by sharpening like that, you're only creating a V edge. That's wrong. You're creating a convex edge freehand anytime you sharpen. Just by inherently moving back and forth on a stone in this motion, you are creating a convex edge, okay? So all you need to do to make a convex grind is take a convex edge and blend it into the primary. It's just that simple. The advantages of a convex edge are definitely going to be that it's just much more sharper, okay? There's not as much drag through cuts, and if you're going to be cutting on something through wood, you're going to get the advantages of a Scandinavian grind, okay, and that you'll have lots of bite, but you're going to get the durability of a flat grind. So it's definitely the best of all worlds. The biggest disadvantage to a convex grind is just it takes more time to create and shape. And it's going to take more user skill to sharpen. All right? Because what we've just talked about is fairly advanced sharpening. I can't just walk up to somebody on the street and hand them a knife and teach them to make convex grinds on their own in just a matter of minutes. Okay? It's going to take more time. It's definitely much easier to teach somebody to lay a knife flat with a Scandinavian grind on the stone and do freehand that way. Moving up from there, flat grinds with a primary cutting edge, teaching them how to hold an angle, and then over time building muscle memory, for sure. Most advanced skill is definitely doing a convex grind freehand on stones. Is it worth the time? I'd say you get a significant boost in performance by putting a convex grind on your knife. It's huge. The hugest problem being, though, is that user skill is needed to put this kind of geometry on a knife. So it's a pretty sweet blade. I love my Endura 4. We'll have to do a review on this guy for sure. Definitely an excellent knife, especially at some of the price points that these things come in at. They used to be about $60 flat. I think they've since increased to about $65, but definitely worth it, definitely. So if you have a Saber grind version, you can compete with the flat grind version by changing the geometry on there and putting this freaking awesome convex geometry on your Endura 4. The advantages of the Saber grind with convex geometry is you're just going to be able to carve through wood like a freaking beast, versus the flat grind will just kind of seem to get stuck in a piece of wood. However, if you're cutting like fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, you're definitely going to have an advantage with the flat grind. So that's just kind of a quick rambling about the Endura 4, how to modify a knife to a convex geometry, a little bit about convexing, and we'll have to discuss some more stuff about that in other videos. Alright guys, thanks for watching, take care.